Have you ever applied for a job that required you to have a certain field of experience, but you can't get that experience without a job, and you can't get a job without the experience, so it's this catch-22? Well, making money and building wealth is no different. It's the same idea. How's it going, guys? My name is Sam. Welcome to the channel where we explore the art and science of building wealth and achieving financial freedom. But before we jump in, guys, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe down below, and turn on the post notifications bell so you're alerted the second I drop a new video. It helps my channel out a ton, and hopefully it can provide you guys some real value. In this video, I want to discuss the harsh reality of money and building wealth, as people seem to have a fundamental misunderstanding of the true nature of money. Now, when adjusted for inflation, Rockefeller amassed a fortune north of $250 billion, deriving all from his oil empire. He is widely considered to be the richest American in history, so I think it's fair to say he knows a thing or two about money.
Tell him to bring me my money.
Now, although it might not make sense at first, this infamous quote alludes to the true nature of building wealth and the power of money. You see, what Rockefeller is discussing here is the misconception of building wealth by exchanging your time for money. The most precious asset we have is time. Every single moment we are spending it. We can never regain it. You see, money can come and go, but time cannot. So it seems illogical to exchange our most precious asset for one that is easily exchangeable. Now, for the purposes of this video, the notion of making money is really building wealth. So when I'm saying making money, I'm talking about building wealth. So how do we truly become wealthy and financially free? Well, you see, in order to build wealth, you need money. In order to make money, you need money. You need upfront capital. Now, this phenomenon is influenced by two key elements, which are the principles of time and the principles of compounding. Now, let's look at a hypothetical to get a better understanding. John makes $20 per hour and he works 24 hours a day. In one day, John can only make $480. That is the most amount of money John can make. Why? Because John is exchanging his time for money. When John is making $20 per hour, the most amount of money he can make, assuming he works 24 hours in a day, is $480. Assuming John works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, the most amount of money that it is possible for John to make at $20 per hour is $175,200. Now here comes Kathy. Kathy also works 24 hours a day, 365 days a year at $20 per hour, just like John. The only difference between Kathy and John is that Kathy has $100,000 invested into a dividend portfolio that pays her 5% per year. John has made $175,200 in his first year. Kathy, who works the same amount of hours as John and makes the same amount per hour as John, has made $180,200 in her first year. And this is because Kathy had $100,000 more than John to begin with, and she used it to make her more money. Now, by reinvesting all of her earnings back into her portfolio, Kathy is able to exponentially grow the interest payments through the principles of compounding. Now, by letting her interest payments compound on one another by reinvesting all of her earnings, Kathy has been able to generate $332,000 in interest alone on her $100,000 investment over the span of 30 years. Now let's assume John gets some major FOMO and decides he wants in on the action and decides to max out his Roth IRA every single year for the next 30 years by contributing $6,000 into the same dividend portfolio that generates him a 5% return per year. Well, after 30 years, John will have generated $218,600 in interest payments by continuously compounding all of the earnings that he has generated. Now, Kathy also decides to max out her Roth IRA every single year by contributing $6,000 into that dividend portfolio. After 30 years, Kathy will have generated $550,800 in interest payments alone. Just to be clear, that is a $332,000 difference in interest payments between Kathy and John, simply because Kathy had the $100,000 capital available to her up front, which John did not have. Now, this is a high-level breakdown from a dividend investment viewpoint to help illustrate the principles of time, compounding, and capital. The reality is, by having $100,000 available to her, Kathy is afforded many more investment opportunities than John, just because she has more money. Kathy can invest in real estate, she can invest in the stock market, she can give out high interest loans, she can invest in a small business. There are many more investment opportunities afforded to Kathy simply because she has more capital. Now, this is one of the contributing factors to why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Poorer? Is that a word? Is poorer a word? This also sheds some insight into the growing gap of wealth between the wealthy 1% and the 99%. Now, there are many other factors and elements that contribute to why the rich get richer, but for the purposes of this video, we'll just focus on capital. But so what does all this mean? What am I really saying? The rich continue to get richer and we can't participate because we're not rich?
Oh, no.
Working a job and generating income provides the necessary capital needed in order to begin investing. Also, just to be clear, I am not advocating that if you work a 9-to-5, you are some sort of schmuck. People who work and contribute to the economy are the backbone of society, and I personally believe that nobody is above that. If you love your job and it gives you a sense of fulfillment and joy and makes you happy, then God bless you, keep doing what you're doing and living the dream. However, to achieve financial freedom and build a financial empire, you need more than just a 9-to-5. Now, what you choose to do with that earned income is the separating factor between becoming wealthy or being stuck in the rat race. You see, the vast majority of people view money as essentially unrealized items. $800 is a new iPhone. $1,000 is that new leather jacket. $500 is the new designer whatever. And this is perpetuated by high-level marketers and corporations that spend billions and billions of dollars every single year to get you to spend your hard-earned cash. We want it all. I actually don't advocate that you disregard your desires for wanting the finer things in life. If you appreciate the finer things in life and you want to go ahead and indulge in all those things, that is completely okay, but you need to get yourself to a place financially where your income far exceeds your expenses so that you can rest easy knowing that you can indulge in all of those frivolous purchases and still be okay. I believe we need to make the necessary sacrifices today in order to be able to live the dream tomorrow.